apologising to the Benfica fans after the game. Damien, we're just going to pick up on the question that George Hamilton posed at the end of his commentary. He said, look, how satisfied will Man United be with that? 3 wins out of 3, 9 points, they're nearly into the last 16.
Well, history would tell you when you have 9, you are through. Yeah, for me, he'd be happy enough, job done, go home. You know, you don't nowadays have a lot of time to dwell on these games. I'd say they got a tongue lashing at half-time, and for now it's just recover and get ready for Huddersfield at the weekend. That's what they'll be thinking about now. Like, you see him giving fist pumps at the end. He looks happy enough to me. And you forget, I think he had 8-9 games as Benfica manager. He's an ex-Benfica manager, so it means an awful lot to him. I remember when I played under him against Porto. That's the most animated I've ever seen before a game, and I'd like to think he's always like that against ex-team. So I think it's still a massive win for him. I think you pick and choose the times you hammer top players, so I think he's gone in after the game possibly and just well done and let's move on. But listen, Ronnie said it wasn't the most riveting in the games. Listen, it wasn't that pretty, it was ugly. Just that Mourinho efficiency, but there was a lack of energy the whole night through. Whether it was the players, it definitely hasn't come from Mourinho, whether it was the players just disrespecting the tie where Benfica are at. The whole energy about the stadium wasn't even full. When I think of Benfica, I think massive club, always full. Champions 4 times on the bounce, so whether there's something strange going on at that club at the minute. But yeah, for me it's job done and he'll just move on to Saturday.
And Didi, here's the thing, and maybe it says more about Benfica and where they are, 3rd defeat in a row. It's the first time that's ever happened to them in the Champions League. Like, Manchester United never really got out of 3rd gear. Now maybe they didn't need to and they still won the game, so...
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even go as far as 3rd gear. I think they've been pretty much in reverse gear most of the game. They didn't pass the ball well, they didn't take care of the ball well enough. They hardly created a goal-scoring opportunity. The game was decided by a mistake by the young goalkeeper, unfortunately. But when you look at Benfica, and United didn't play well today, but for 90 minutes, I don't think De Gea was tested once. I think they had 1 shot, which went wide. I don't think they had a shot on target. And I think that shows where this team is at the moment, because this was not vintage Man United. This was a workmanlike performance. They did what they had to do. Probably would have taken a 0-0 and a mistake decided the game for them. But for a team to play against that United side and not have 1 shot on target, I think shows where Benfica is at the moment. And they got beat 5-0 by Basel in the last round, which was a big surprise. They got beat at home by Moscow. So they had a terrible start to this campaign. I think they played for 3rd place. But I think tonight showed more about Benfica than it said about Man United, because we know that Man United is capable of doing these games and playing these games and winning ugly, which is never a bad sign. You know, it should also be noted. But I think it showed where Benfica is in terms of European football. They're nowhere near where we've seen them in, 2-3 decades ago.